Good morning, everybody, and thanks for being with us on KXAN Live. I'm Will Dupree coming to you from the KXAN Live studio. We do appreciate you joining us for a conversation that involves some of the roads out there and an issue that a lot of you are dealing with. We just unveiled this week a new reporting project called TxTag Troubles, a viewer-driven investigation. So many of you complained about using a Texas Department of Transportation toll road and having problems with your TxTag accounts. And we've been highlighting some of the issues that many of you have told us about. Yesterday, our conversation really focused on double billing that some drivers are seeing out there and the problems that led to for them. Today, we're going to turn just a little bit and highlight another issue that some are dealing with. And here's the headline for that story. It says, "It ain't working. TxTag auto pay problems leave some with big bills." And the reporter behind this particular project is our investigative journalist, Avery Travis, and she is joining us now live. Avery, thank you so much for being here. We do appreciate it.
Well, thank you so much for having me.
It is always good to have you because your stories are always so well-rounded and well-told. And we do want to highlight this one issue that some drivers out there are facing with their TxTag accounts and using some of these toll roads, and that's this issue of auto pay. Talk about what that is exactly and what some of the drivers told you out there.
Well, thanks so much. So for those of you who may not have a TxTag, I think we can all get familiar, though, with the concept of an auto payment system, whether we use that to do online shopping or for other systems we might use throughout our day. You can think of it like this. You load your account with a certain amount of money, and then when it dips below a certain amount, it may go to pull from your credit card or directly from your bank account to replenish. But what we were hearing from some TxTag drivers is that they were having different issues with that auto pay system that were ultimately causing problems for them and even leaving them with big bills or late fees down the road. We heard from around a dozen of TxTag customers over the last 3 years with almost exactly the same problem. Their auto payment was giving them trouble, and ultimately they owed bills, toll bills to other toll authorities like the Central Texas Regional Mobility Authority because their TxTag payments weren't going through. They believe thanks to that auto payment system and the trouble they were having. We highlighted one viewer story in particular. His name is Joe. Joe Hansen basically realized after several months that his auto payment wasn't working. It had been set to zero. He claims he did not log into that account to set it to zero. So after several months of not having his TxTag account billing properly, he was hit with quite a bit of fees and late toll bills that he had thought were being pulled out of his account.
And that really popped up as an issue that many more drivers, because at this point we have gotten more than 700 complaints with different issues, obviously, that some of the people out there in our community have been dealing with. But this really popped up as one that stood out among those complaints.
Yeah, well, definitely. We actually requested, our team requested the Texas Department of Transportation's complaints about TxTag because we wanted to get a look at, viewers are reaching out to us, but are they reaching out to TxTag as well to try to get these problems rectified? And what we saw was that auto pay problems, various different problems, but all having to do with the auto payment system, made up more than 20% of the total number of complaints that we read through to the Texas Department of Transportation, which helps operate TxTag. Among some of the other problems that we saw, and I believe we do have a breakdown of some of these complaints, were customer service problems. That's something we hear from customers quite a bit. General billing problems, or thinking that they were billed incorrectly from the jump, some errors. I know you all heard from one of our other investigators about double billing problems yesterday, but you can see in kind of the middle square of this graphic here, those auto payment complaints make up a significant portion. Something I mentioned just a minute ago was getting bills from other tolling authorities. You can see that in the blue section, we see complaints made to the Texas Department of Transportation about their other toll tags that may be issued by tolling entities out of Dallas or the Houston area. And then that gray square you see there was just general complaints, people who maybe had multiple problems or were just overall frustrated with how their TxTag was, or in their opinion, wasn't working for them. So it's definitely a problem we've heard quite a bit from our viewers. We really wanted to dig into why. Why was the auto pay system causing such trouble? for these drivers. We talked to an information systems expert at the University of Texas who definitely said that auto payment can cause issues outside of just the tolling industry. It's not just TxTag alone. But he really talked about the technology that's in place and maybe some ways that whether it's governments or businesses who are implementing these auto payment systems can skirt some of these problems or how they can address them and work with the companies, the vendors who operate the systems to get around those problems. But that's actually coming up in a story on Friday.
Yeah, give us a bit more of a sense of what that additional coverage you were reporting about that's yet to come this week.
Yes, so our story that's already aired this week, like we said, was really diving into drivers' concerns. But on Friday, we wanted to look at some potential solutions. We talked to, like I said, Professor Ed Anderson at the University of Texas McCombs School of Business, and he really took a closer look at projects like this, not just tolling and billing, but large government implementation and technology projects. He says the vast majority of them do encounter problems. And in fact, he has seen research that shows that the vast majority are either delayed with their implementation or hit snags. So unfortunately, the problems that we have seen over the years that TxTag drivers have seen, he says, are not rare. But he really helped us take a look at some of the other states who are also encountering these problems. We reached out to tolling entities in New Jersey. We've requested information from tolling entities in Florida, Oklahoma, Maryland, and really took a dive into some of these tolling systems and how they are working or similar problems that are being encountered in other states across the country, just to see how Texas stacks up. And so that story is going to be airing on Friday. We've got a lot more data for you to explore, and we talked to some more drivers in some of those other states. And we even talked to a senator in New Jersey who's really trying to tackle the problem there that he believes he's seeing with legislation. So we'll dive into some of those solutions on Friday.
That truly is fascinating, and I know that'll be a good story for all of us to tune into on Friday. You can also check it out over on KXAN.com, along with 14 other stories that will be put together and rolled out throughout the rest of this week, so you can look at all of that comprehensive reporting. Avery, as someone who is an integral part of our KXAN investigative team, I just want to highlight the fact that, we received more than 700 complaints related to TxTag troubles that ultimately led to this investigative series. How unusual is that for you all to receive that volume of complaints about one particular thing?
Yeah, to give you all a little insight, our investigative team, it's a big team of people. We've got investigative reporters like myself, producers who are really digging through some of these tips, our investigative photographers who often take in tips themselves when they're out on the street. But we have a weekly meeting where we parse through different tips from you all, issues that you may be encountering yourselves or want us to explore. And it is rare that we get repeats. And I think that's a credit to our incredible viewers that they are out there looking for problems that they'd like to see solutions to and bringing them to our team and then watching our coverage and seeing what transpires. But over the years, this has been one that crops up in our meetings weekly. We hear from viewers, with various problems, sometimes new ones, and sometimes repeat problems. I think this auto payment issue is a great example of that, where after a dozen viewers reaching out with what sounds almost like they're experiencing the exact same issues. When we launched the crowdsourcing campaign for this project and saw just how many of you reached out just in the last few weeks, I think that really let us know that we want to try and get some answers for you all. I know throughout the week, you'll be hearing from the Texas Department of Transportation and from our team of investigators who took your questions straight to that team. And so we hope that this can start to be a place for people to look for answers.
And of course, the reporting does not end with this particular project, but you can check out Avery Travis's story right now over on KXAN.com, the first of a few that are out there on our website related to the TxTag Troubles viewer-driven investigative series. Avery, thank you so much for joining us and for talking about that reporting. And I know there is still much more work to do, and I know you'll be following it.
Will, thanks for having me on.
All right, everybody, you can read Avery's story at the moment on KXAN.com. Check it out on the KXAN News mobile app, too. All those resources are available for you on your fingertips. We'll have more reporting there, so I'll send you there. Thanks again for watching, everybody. I'm Will Dupree in the KXAN Live studio. We will see you back here at another time throughout the day with other updates. So hope you all stay safe and healthy out there. Take care.